Hello everyone, welcome back. We're back at it with Niche and the Haven Pack, and we're going to dive right into today's gameplay. We're going to give a little shout out to the couples that we have identified last episode, and this episode are some new ones. So Tape and Azizra are going to actually be a couple, and we're going to set them in the original Adam and Eve nest, is what I'm thinking. So we're going to move them all the way to the north of the island. And then the next couple that I have identified is Paul and Staples. I think they'll make wonderful children. There is some blind eye in the recessives, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to see how it all works. I love the fact that they have no blood clotting in their DNA. The next couple is Roro and Rebecca, which you guys knew. They are our elite. They are the creme of the crop. And then we have Facsimile and Isre, Crackerhead. So Crackerhead is going to be the mama bear in this couple. We're going to see what type of children they turn out. And then finally we have Rota and Ceres. So I'm super excited to see what their children look like. And I feel like this couple right here, especially on Rota's end, there's a little bit of a power struggle, if you will, with this couple, because I feel like Rota really wants to be the king of the pack. He wants to rule the pack. And unfortunately, because of the bloodline, he didn't meet the criteria. So he's a little bit miffed, and I feel like he's going to try to sever this pack a little bit. We'll see. So I'm looking at Abel's age and I'm cringing because he's so special to me. I hope he's special to you guys too, but we're going to take another turn, and holy cow, a couple of things happening. Isizra looks like she's ill. She's been ill for a while, and that makes me super sad. But the other thing I'm noticing is that the predator that just came out of the bushes to scare the colleagues, I don't like it. So I'm going to see if I can do something about it. And right now I'm trying to look for some of the stronger critters in our pack, and unfortunately I don't think we have very many. We do have that claw in our genetic panel for our mutation, and the only strong one that we have in the pack right now is Rebecca, but she's on the other side of the island, and that's just not going to work. So what I'm going to do, my strategy here is going to be to move our critters far away from that predator. I apologize. Move them far away from that predator so that we can really focus on maybe surrounding him with the pack and have everyone maybe like sucker punch him. You know what I mean? So that's the strategy with the predator on this side. And I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of predators in this episode, only because we have so many bushes still left. So tall grass rather, and we have a lot of blank tiles or dark tiles. So we really want to make sure that we get a handle on those as soon as possible. My game plan as well is, since we have so many couples, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 couples right now, that we're going to breed them less. In other words, you're going to have 2 to 3 kids tops, and then we'll move on to the next clan. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. We're going to try it. We may have to breed them a few more times so that we can have more selection for the next generation to come, but we're going to do the best we can. We really are. So right now I'm moving Staples over to Hermione for some boom chicka wow wow time, and then we're going to move her to the nest. I'm going to try to move, I didn't realize, but Isko's husband, her mate, passed away. And I can't recall his name. He was like one of the wanderers, and he gave us wonderful kids. He actually was Rota's father. So there's that. That happened in the last episode. And of course, you know, Abel only has a day or so left. So we're going to start moving Crackerhead over to that new nest. There's going to be a new nest over to the southeast of the island, and we're going to open that up in a few. We happen to peek in there and see it. We just have to open that tall grass. So that will happen in a few turns. And right now I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to move everyone to the nests that they will occupy in the next couple of turns. Right, we're going to start moving Caesar and tape closer to each other, and then we're going to strategize on how to shed light on more of these dark tiles. Because unfortunately what happens is when you have dark tiles in the area, there is more of a chance to have predators spawn in them, and we want to avoid that as much as possible. Unfortunately, we have a lot of short-sighted individuals in our pack, and we really have to focus on breeding that out of this clan. And that might mean that we're going to have a lot of double immunities going on in order to make that happen. But we'll consider that maybe in the next generation, for sure. All right, so Lalari and Sila will officially become our scouts for the remainder of their gorgeous, gorgeous lives because of the simple fact that they were born with that silly no-paw, and we've been quite successful in breeding that out of the rest of the pack. We don't want to bring it back, so we'll continue to utilize them as scouts for this pack. Have to remember to continue to pick these darn berries. Sometimes I get so focused on the breeding aspects that I forget to make that a top priority. It also doesn't help when we have predators lurking and we utilize a turn or all three and vanquish them, especially when we have a bunch of pack members trying to take down one predator. That doesn't help the berry picking process at all. Okay, so I had Mary get preggers one more time, uno mas, with our beloved Abel. Oh, I'm gonna miss that gorgeous pixelated being. I really hope Roro and Rebecca will carry on his legacy and make him and Mary proud. But here's hoping, right? While I'm chilling with the elite, I'll have Rebecca impress her father-in-law by clearing out some more tall grass for the elite and really ensuring their safety. Okay, let's take another look at the board. I'm kind of fearing the plethora of dark spots, to be honest with you. Unsure how I'm gonna cover this board when so many of our pack members are nearsighted and weak in terms of their battling capabilities. I'm seeing the rustling tall grass behind the princess, and I'm really fearful that another predator may be lurking. So thankfully we have Rebecca with us, and I have no doubts that she'll be able to take care of this entire... See, I knew it! I knew it. I so knew it. Again, I am just really thankful for Rebecca and her mighty claw. Did you ever know that you're my hero? That one's for you, Becca. Becky Lynn. Becky Bex. All right, moving on. Want to make sure that everyone's gems are taken care of. And I'm going to make believe that Abel is initiating Rebecca into the clan by changing her gem colors to the elite sequence. Oh, and don't let me forget gemming the rest of the crew. I'm really hopeful that Niche will come out with new colors so we can continue to keep track of our digital pets better. I see the division on the board with the dark tiles, and I can't help but believe that it's how Rota feels about being born on the wrong side of the island. He has been chosen since birth as a mate for Abel's daughter, Ceres, but Rota is the kind of being that likes to make his own choices in life and likes to call the shots, even at his tender age. So we shall see how this plays out. I have a strange feeling that he and Roro will be mortal enemies until the very bitter end. I have to take my next turn, but I'm procrastinating the death of Abel and the onslaught of predators. Don't ask me how I know, I just have an awful feeling in the pit of my stomach. Also, I'm anxious to see how the last of his babies will look like. So without further ado, the next turn. I knew it. All right. It's strategy time. Here's what we're gonna do. Everyone is going to sucker punch him in the gonads and show him that the Kali clan and Isisra from the Garden of Eden are not to be trifled with. Let's take him down. This is how we do it. Da-don't. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, now peeking that tall grass to the southeast, and sadly, to reiterate my last account on lack of berry picking and loss of energy due to unforeseen silliness, this was a perfect example on such matters. Thankfully, we have a good bit of food in our queue, but we still have a long way to go if we want to see the new world, which I have a feeling our new King Roro will be anxious to take us to the next section of the map. Speaking of sadness, I just don't want to look at Abel's remains. So we're just going to fiddle around with the map for a second and try and see how we can open up these dark spaces again. Short-sightedness is a big hindrance in this pack, and we have to do something about it. Pick some berries there, and Isco. Isco will become a scout for us for the remainder of her days. I'll have her reveal the new nest to the northeast of the island, a nest that Crackerhead, or Ysre in facsimile, will become temporary dwellers of. And we shall finish out this turn with the Garden of Eden clan by picking some more berries and making Iski's way to the nest. So that should work. And then we'll have Isco move a little bit to the west of the island and start opening up some of the tall grasses in the back for the remainder of her days. Yes, that sounds like a great idea. That should surely work. Now let's focus on Paul and Staples' little baby. She is gorgeous, a tribute to Abel with the panda patterns and horns. However, our mutation worked on this little treasure, Mesame, which is also a tribute to her grandmother, Resume, as well, in that they have similar names. I love, love, love her. She also seems pretty well-rounded with her stats, traits, and capabilities. This family, and we'll certainly pick out a naming convention for these beauties, but first things first, Abel's last baby. Look at this. The yellow eyes, the panda patterns, the berry goodness going on with her paw. She's exquisite, except for her name. She needs a new name. Let's call her Abella. She isn't as strong as I'd like her to be, but she has the berry paw that we all know and love, so I'm absolutely okay with this. I adore Abel's children with Mary. They really did an amazing job. Let's take a look at her genetics. Now, while her genes don't look as great as Roro's, being that she has that darn short-sighted gene in her recessive, all her other traits are what we're looking to pass on, and this would be a great family portrait. But our dear Abel did not get the opportunity to meet his youngest, and that breaks my heart. Yet it's as if his spirit lives on in his daughter. The eyes, the pattern, the horns. Just sigh. We're going to open more tiles here to continue to safeguard the royal family. I know there is a predator lurking in the back. I want to say we saw him before Abel passed, so want to strategize and strategically place these critters in such a manner that when the cootie-ridden salivating jerkwad shows up, we're ready to pounce. First things first, I'm going to want to do is move the younger, more defenseless ones away from the tall grass and block the flea bag from getting near our treasures. We got to protect them. So I'm going to leave Rebecca at the ready because she is our strongest critter and she is going to be our knight in shining armor. I don't think it'll take much to kill the predator with her around. So just like this, with a wall of critters, the adult critters to protect the younger ones. I think that's going to work. All right, once we take our next turn, I'm going to start moving Ceres over to her new nest because her and Rota will be moving down to the southernmost nest of the island next turn. Oh, he hit Rebecca. He hit her. All right, let's take care of him. Ah, one shot. Is she not amazing? I just have no words for her. She is flipping. She's a badass is what she is. I love her. All right, let's take that meat up. Looks like we have a new genetics pop up in our queue, so we'll take a look at that in a sec. Another predator? What the? Oh no. Let's move him out of the way. This is ridiculous. And this is why we should never, ever, ever have dark tiles. Now we're going to have to make sure. All right, let's just move Isizra to her nest. And let's move her man close to her. Have them pick some berries. Have everyone pick berries because we cannot forget to do that. And then we'll strategize for the predator in the next round. Unfortunately, it is what it is right now. All right, so what we're going to want to do now is start moving Facsimile over to his new mate. I believe her name is Isri Crackerface. We want to have them mate, and probably in the next turn, or if I can make it work right now. But probably the best thing to do is move her mother out of the way, and then have her get pregnant, and then move her to the nest. Yes. Now, while this couple is not the best pairing, even though their immunities are different, they do have that blind eye and recessive, and they do have the hemophilia gene. So I have a terrible feeling and suspicion that their children are not going to end up being the best, and perhaps even will end up being a burden to the rest of the pack. So we're going to have to keep a close eye. If their children come out being a burden, then we're going to stop breeding them, because it just makes no sense to do that to the pack. No sense in wasting berries on pack members that aren't going to carry their weight. But we'll love them regardless. We just want to try and prevent that as much as we can. Okay, and for my next strategy, because I know that there's a predator lurking in the dark spots, we're going to move Mary to the front of Abella. To the front? To block Abella from any predators that might come her way. So we're going to place her there. Maybe move her just a little bit closer to the dark spot. Open up those tiles. And then once we can put people in those dark spots, we'll move her back, because she's a double berry paw, and we want to ensure that we're utilizing their talents to the best of their capabilities. Okay, so now we have 3 pregnant mamas on the board. And we're going to look at our mutation panel to see what we got. It looks like the yellow eyes, no effect, just for looks. That is really... I wonder why that hemophilia mutation is on the panel. Why would that be there? Why would anyone want to breed negative genetics into their brood? But I don't know. Let's take the next turn, shall we? Oh goodness, our third predator of the episode. So Rebecca is not going to get there fast enough. So what I'm going to do, my strategy is going to be to just have all of these critters take their turn sucker punching the predator one by one, because that is the only way we can do it. And there we go. 10 pieces of meat. Very proud of the clan. Even in their deficiencies, they can work together as a team and get the job done. So I'm super proud of them. Okay, so far we've done a few strategic things. We've put Rebecca on her nest to get ready for the next turn, where Aurora will be an adult. And we moved Rota closer to his nest at the southernmost part of the island. But now we're going to take a look at these babies. And I knew it. I had a feeling that these babies were not going to be any good with Isri and Facsimile. I can already tell that their baby's blind, so that's not going to work out for us. We can still make use of the baby. What I'm thinking is I'll put her on acorn duty, and as long as the baby has family members and pack members that surround him, he will be okay. But we can't breed this baby with anyone. We do not want to pass this double blind eye. It's sad because he's actually a really great genetic combination outside of those darn eyes. So one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is putting the open eye genetic mutation on our 30% slot in our gene mutation panel. That might help with the short-sightedness, and it won't help with Dulcro right now, but it may help the future generations to get rid of that short-sighted eye. because it's been a hindrance. I mean, we've been using up all of our energy, trying to get rid of predators, trying to safeguard the pack, and it's just not working. But this precious one, she does have the blind eye in her genetic pool, but other than that, again, another great baby. Ramir is gorgeous, looks like her parents, with her red horns and her striped patterns and her berry paw and her hind legs. Just perfection, really, except for that blind eye and recessive. Really, really, really cute. I believe we have one more baby to look at, which is going to be Caesar's baby. So let's make our way to the front of the island to take a look at her. Oh my goodness. Look at those green eyes. Look at the spiked body. This little critter is so beautiful. She has her mama's berry paw. She has her mama's green recessive eyes came out as dominant in her. Or him. Yep, her, Koizuri. How gorgeous. Her face is beautiful. Her eyes are beautiful. Her coat of fur is beautiful. Yes, we love her. She's a keeper. Except for the spiky body, I would say that this is a gem of a baby. Really good job, Caesar. This proves that the spit snout is just a cosmetic trait that really doesn't mean that your critters are, handicapped in any way. So beautiful job, beautiful families. Even the blind-eyed baby is gorgeous. I'm really looking forward to see what Roto and Roro's children their offspring are gonna look like. Listen, I've had a ton of fun. I'm going to sign off for now. We will take another turn and we will take care of these critters in our upcoming episode. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for our adventures today. Have a great weekend and I'll talk to you super soon. Roger Dodger over and out. Bye.